Temple lost in week 14, dropping another game to North Texas 35-20. Temple quarterbacks turned the ball over 4 times and gave up not 1, not 2, but 3 pick sixes, which caused North Texas to burst out in front in the second half, cause a quarterback switch. Forrest Brock came in and threw an interception in his first attempt. Not a much better option than Evan Simon was. This loss unfortunately knocked Temple out of the conference championship race, but there is still a bowl game ahead of us. We'll see where Temple is placed in the first bowl game of the series. Let's get into it now. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Temple Owls Dynasty. We're here in week 15 after completing our last game of the season where we dropped a game to North Texas, but we've got some work to do. It's the bye week, it's the Navy Army week, and we're going to do some recruiting here. And starting off with something you don't want to see, cornerback Kevin Allen. We were winning with him for basically the entire time we were recruiting him. He ends up going to Syracuse. Must have had a good week 16 visit, although is it even week 16 yet? But regardless, it's another blow after losing the game to North Texas, so he's coming off the board. In addition, we had no more recruits that committed to us after last week. So now looking at the top 5, we do have Nick Feeney still, but we're not moving up very fast with him. We have given him 25 hours, but only one offer. The only offer is us, which is good. Sony Savoy moving up, and we're moving up about the same pace as everyone else, so I do like to see that. And Robbie Mach, I will be heartbroken if we lose out on him with just one little sliver left. I mean, I don't know how much more we can do though. So looking at Fritz, he is one of the guys that we decided to hard sell, and I think we're moving up by quite a bit. You can see on the right side there that he's got the 5 arrows up plus like a half of an arrow or whatever, like an unfilled in arrow. And I think when you do for the house, it's 5 arrows. So maybe this is better. I don't know. It's hard to say. Part of me wants to do the hard sell for Robbie Mach just to ensure we get him. Send the house is that 5 arrows. So, and I think Fritz had the same. I believe Fritz has the same. He has a C plus, and a B, whereas Mach has a B, C plus, and A. Yep, all the same. So I think it might make sense to do the hard sell. But we're going to go ahead and do the campus personality strategy, and we're going to add in the 10 and hope we can get Robbie Mach. If we keep losing out on these guys in the last second, I'm going to be upset, and we're going to have no recruits. Nelson Ngakwe, we decided to not really put anything into him, and we're not going to get him. We haven't offered him either, but looking at it, he's going to go to Syracuse. Let's take him off the board. We have Ted Cummins as well. We're one of 2 teams to offer, and we are in first right now with the 25 hours. I kind of want to, it's a tough decision because I want to spread hours around to make sure we actually get recruits, but it's a tough decision. I think we'll leave the 25 for now. And Thad Campmoyer, looks like we're probably not going to get him as Maryland has taken a huge lead. We actually probably won't even make it to the top 3 with him. So we can decide to put in some more points or just let him go. Anthony Charles, the 3-star receiving back, we could put some more points into him. We just have 10 into him right now, so I would be okay with putting in another 25. See how that goes. And George McCormick, just a 1-star receiver, not too interested in him. So that's everyone in the top 5. Pretty crazy that we still have a lot of people in the top 8. We did lose out on Troy Levine. We knew that one was coming. Brett Westbrook locked us out, but he was JUCO. We didn't really care too much. And we have guys like Garrett Ricci here. Garrett Ricci is a 3-star defensive tackle, and we're number 1 for him right now, so we need to go ahead and put some more points in. Let's go ahead and put 25 more in. Probably going to lose out on Eric Gage unless we do something here. And I think we could probably. We haven't even given him a scholarship, so let's do that and put 25 in and see if we just jump some of these teams that haven't offered yet. We need to get to the top 5. Terrence Sylvan hasn't received an offer yet. He's a 3-star tight end, so I'm actually going to go ahead and offer him and put in 10 hours. I think that's a good start, and we should be able to jump a lot of these teams. So we offered scholarships to a lot of these guys here, but Robbie Devan, Homer, Kilgo, they're not really interested in us. And to be fair, they have interest from a lot of other teams that are way better than us. But we do have Steve Davis here, and Bowling Green is the only other team to offer. We haven't put any points into him. So we could probably put 25 into him as well. I'm also going to put 5 more into kicker Tyler Scioli. Nobody else is really interested in him, and honestly, I forgot that we had Feeney right here, who we have an offer for, but that's okay. We'll leave that on. If we get 2 kickers, I guess it's okay. Bickerstaff, another one on the board, and one that I'm actually okay offering to. I think we might as well. We've got the points to do it. We can put 10 into him as well. And no one else is offered, so it's a good look, I would say. So I added a few more guys to the board. They're all 1-star, And I feel like I need to just start throwing scholarships at some of these guys, because otherwise we're going to have like a 6-person recruiting class. So what I'm going to do is offer a scholarship to Eric Murphy, offer a scholarship to Elmore, and we'll offer one to Coffee as well. And why don't we just do it to Poe, round it out as well. And then I think what I'm going to do is next week, I'll scout some of these guys even just a little bit. And we'll see if they're 1-star, so I'm not expecting much, but we need to round out our recruiting class a little bit here. That's going to do it for week 15 recruiting. I'm going to advance, and then we'll take a look at sort of like the standings and things like that. So I clicked X through the next week, and unfortunately, I can't bring up the menu and I can't look at recruiting, but we did lose out on Robbie Mauch and Thad Campmoyer. It's kind of unbelievable how many recruits we've missed out on, and ones that we were winning the whole time. So that's just another recruit down, 2 of them, and we're stuck at 4, but we're going to have to move on. So let's take a look and do some end of season wrap up. I mean, we do have our bowl games still, but I want to look at stats from the season and kind of look at where things left off. So with us unable to do recruiting, let's take a look at some of the end of season stuff. We'll look at stats, we'll look at the top 25, and really the playoff is more important to look at, and we'll look at awards. So we'll look at the top 25. NC State finished in first, which is kind of crazy. And looking through, Maryland did end up losing, so they fell down a little bit. Bowling Green here, Jacksonville State, UNLV, some crazy teams. Alabama just barely making it in the top 25. I don't see Georgia in here. So kind of a pretty crazy shakeup. A lot of Big Ten teams, though, here at the top. So looking at our conference, we finished in 5th place, tied for 3rd. We did drop games to Tulane and East Carolina, so that's why we're a little bit below them. But I think 5th place is pretty solid for our first season. And Memphis ended up in 1st. They're ranked 20th. Charlotte in 2nd. You know, if we would have won that last game, we would have been 6-2 in conference. And I don't know what the tiebreaker is. If it's points for or home wins or something, we wouldn't have had it. But we would have at least been tied with the conference runner-up. Here's your college football bracket. Boston College ended up winning the ACC, but USC is going to be the 1 seed with Boston College, Ole Miss, and Kansas State also in byes. Then looking at the first round, NC State versus Texas State. NC State's number 1 in the nation, so hopefully they'll walk right over Texas State. And then Notre Dame and Penn State, we talked about that. That's gonna be a good game. Virginia Tech, who we played this season, versus Oregon, and Maryland, Michigan. And then bowl projections. We should be getting a bowl since we're a 7-win team. And it looks like we're still projected to go to the First Responder Bowl versus South Alabama. So let's go through stats, and this is an ugly page to look at to start. Evan Simon and Forrest Brock were very similar throughout the season, almost the exact same completion percentage, a really gross touchdown to interception ratio. Evan Simon had the better rating of 139 versus 123. He had better yards per attempt, but the turnovers for both have just been terrible. Joquez Smith finished the season with 791 yards. I thought he had a pretty good season, 5.2 yards per carry and 9 touchdowns, and he did really well in the receiving game as well, so I was happy to see that. It says he has a deal breaker for coach prestige, but it doesn't say what he has or needs, so I really hope he doesn't leave because of that. EJ Wilson was the senior, and he was really meant to get more carries, only 19 on the season, but he was a good change of pace guy. And then receiving, Dante Wright. You know, we talked about him early in the season not showing up, and really he didn't help for a lot of the season. But, you know, just 423 yards is pretty sad, honestly, for our leader. But our passing game was sad all season, so it makes sense. But good to see him at least on top. And touchdown-wise, really nobody had more than 2 except John Adams. Moving down the list, Reese Clark. He was kind of a surprise, actually. He got more looks than I expected, but he was a good target. Him and John Adams and really Joquez Smith were good check down guys and good safety valves. Zay Baines and Xavier Irving were more of deep threat guys. Zay Baines especially with actually both of them with over 15 yards per catch on average. But overall, not a lot of passing. On defense, Eric Stewart led with tackles. Javier Morton caught up there at the end. And TFLs, it's pretty clearly Trey Thomas. 24 TFLs, 8.5 sacks. He had a great season. Aaron Stewart had a couple big moments as well. He had 3 sacks. Latrell Jean, 3 sacks as well. And interceptions, Torrey Richardson led the way with 4. But Jamel Johnson and Javier Morton with 3 as well. Kicking, it was a pretty rough year for Trujillo. He's a senior, so we will not be seeing him next year. He was 8 for 14. Had a good last game, but just a rough season in general. And punting, again, we talked about Atten. He just doesn't really have a big leg, so hopefully he comes back next year with a slightly more kick power. And kick returns, we had 3 kick return touchdowns this season. Collins had 2, Irvin had 1. They were pretty solid throughout the year. Dante Wright had the 1 punt return touchdown as well. So that's it for stats. I think we'll look at award winners when the season actually ends. So we're going to go ahead and move on to next week. And hey, we've got some good news for a change in the recruiting world. Right tackle Tony Fritz has committed to Temple. Got another 3-star athlete on our team. And it's really good to see that because I was getting nervous that we wouldn't get anyone. And here's your 2024 Heisman Trophy winner, Trayshawn Holden, the senior wide receiver, 1,445 yards, 18 touchdowns. That's pretty wild. And we have secured an invitation to the First Responder Bowl. We are going to play that game here in this episode versus Liberty. We were projected to play South Alabama, and Liberty's a pretty good team. They're often ranked, so this will be an interesting bowl game. So 7-5 Temple and 8-4 Liberty here in this week at the First Responder Bowl. So it's the National Early Signing Day, and you can take a look at Temple's recruiting class so far. We do have Max Dugan, our 4-star signing, and then a couple 3-star guys. I like that we have 2 offensive linemen in McTire and Fritz. We got a running back in George Tam, and then Peel, who we're hoping to convert to strong safety as a 3-star. I like the guys we have, but I wish we had more guys. The nice thing is we don't have any hours to recruit, but we can look at the guys in the top 5 and see how they've been doing. And Nick Feeney, I actually don't know. Well, it looks like it has moved maybe a little bit. Yeah, it definitely has. So Nick Feeney, nothing is really moving here for him. He's still in our by far ahead for us. Only team to offer is Temple. So, I mean, it's looking good there. Sony Savoy, we're starting to slow down, and I hate to see that. I mean, I wouldn't be too mad if we lose down on him, but I mean, I would really like to get him. You can see there the soft sell. We got 5 influence, so I think it would be good to just really to get more recruits. That's why I want him. Ted Cummings, we're losing to JMU now, so James Madison looking like they're going to pull through for him. And Anthony Charles, we jumped up ahead, which is cool, to 2nd, but BC looking good there. Garrett Ricci, we're in 1st for him. We're one of 2 teams to offer, and we're definitely ahead, which is good. And Eric Gage, we did make it to the top 5 for him, which is good, but behind some strong competitive teams. Taking a look at Steve Davis, we added some points into him last week, and we are in 1st for him. And some of these guys that we just randomly gave scholarships to, Eric Murphy, Wabena Poe, we're in 1st for. Elmore, we're in 3rd. Morgan Coffey, we're in 2nd. So we'll see what happens with these guys. So here's the award winners. Trey Thomas did not win Best Defensive Player, but seeing him there at 7th is pretty crazy to see. UTEP had a guy in the top 2. Pretty crazy. Best Defensive Back, we didn't end up winning that either, but Jamel Johnson, Javier Morton, Torrey Richardson all in the top 12. Pretty cool to see. Trey Thomas 4th for Best Defensive End. He was in 1st at one point, but he just didn't have a ton of sacks at the end of the season. And that's it for Temple award. I was going to say award winners, but award placers, I guess. Nobody in the 1st team All-American list in the nation. Not too surprised by that. Nobody in 2nd team as well. I don't think we really had many freshmen playing, so nobody in freshmen. Let's take a look at the American Conference. Taking a look at American Conference, I doubt we'll have anybody on offense, and nobody 1st team on defense either. 2nd team, we've got some guys. Joquez Smith, our running back and our main focus on offense, gets the 2nd team All-American for American Conference. Wisdom Corshi, he was one of our best overall players. He's going to be gone, and we'll have to replace him for next year, but he gets 2nd team All-American as well. And nobody on defense. I'm surprised to not see Trey Thomas. That's going to do it for awards. That's going to do it for recruiting. It's time for the First Responder Bowl against Liberty. Let's take a look at their team quick. Liberty is led by 91 overall quarterback Caden Salter, and those stats are unbelievable. 36 touchdowns to 3 picks. That is impressive. And if that wasn't enough, they have 1,300-yard rusher Quentin Cooley, 90 overall. This team might be an issue for us. The receivers are a little bit more tame. Leading receiver is Julian Gray. He's got 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns, though. On defense, they have CJ Bazile Jr., 6.5 sacks. And Quentin Reese at safety had 3 interceptions. Dominic Hill as well, 80 overall, 2 interceptions. So it's looking like they're definitely more offensive focused, but having a quarterback and running back that good is scary. But enough talk. It's time for our first bowl game in year 1 with Temple. Well, actually, before we get into that, I do want to point out there were some mix-ups in the playoff. NC State and South Carolina and actually Texas Tech all ended up winning their conferences in the conference championship. So definitely a shift there. Texas State did make it through, but they'll play Michigan now, and Boston College will play Oregon. Virginia Tech will play Penn State, and Maryland will play Notre Dame. So some definitely different matchups than were projected. But all right, now for real, it's time. Temple versus Liberty in the First Responder Bowl. So here we are, and here comes Temple. We are here in our first ever bowl game in the series. We're facing Liberty here at Gerald Ford Stadium, and this is going to be fun. It may not be the biggest bowl game out there, but the First Responder Bowl is something that Temple wants to come and prove that they're a team that deserves to be in these bowl games. And we'll see what they do here today, returning to start as Liberty will kick. Hollins to return. He's got 2 return touchdowns this season, and he will take it out of the end zone. Not very far up to the 15. So here comes Temple, and it's Evan Simon coming back out. So 1st and 10 here in the First Responders Bowl, and Joquez Smith starts and he breaks to the outside, getting a first down. Looking good here to start the game. Yardage-wise, Joquez Smith not even close to Liberty's running back. However, he had a great season. It was a focal point of this offense as he'll take the ball on 1st and 10 and just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Zeal Jr. on the stop. He's their main guy up front. He's 2nd and 10. Adams coming across. They'll flip it to him. Good blocking, John Adams. He's got space. Up past the 50, the 40. Stiff arms out of bounds, 36 yards. So huge play there to start to John Adams, and that's what you need. Get Evan Simon's confidence up early. RPO, not a good pass. 2nd down. Now 2nd and 10, they'll run the 2 running back set. Man in motion. And they'll run the triple option. They'll flip it to Smith, but he's not getting too far, just 2 yards. 3rd and 8 now. I don't think we've seen the triple option very much from Temple, if at all. And they will throw it. That's Dante Wright trying to spin, but he can't get the first down. It's 4th and 2. And Temple is coming out to go for it. Hey, it's a bowl game. I get it. Why not? And throws the quick pass. Peter Clark, first down. So it ends up being a good decision. So Temple didn't want to settle for 3, and now they're driving again. Play action. Throws over the middle, back to Peter Clark. Gets another 5. Peter Clark, the sophomore, he wasn't used a ton, but he was used a little bit, and one of the 2 Clark tight ends. Nice blocking there by Corshi, and hit hard as Joquez Smith, but he gets the first down. Now Temple driving and looking good here in the first quarter. This one's Cruz this time. Demarius Cruz just gets 2. I'm not sure why Cruz is getting the secondary touches. He's not the 2nd listed running back, but we'll go back to Joquez Smith, and he is hit hard. Zeal Jr. brings him down. So 3rd and 10, and they may have to end up settling for a field goal unless they can do something about it here. Trying to find the open man. No one there. And they'll toss it into the crowd. They will settle for that field goal. So a short field goal. Trujillo drills it. It's 3-0 Temple. So unfortunately settling for 3 points, but it was a great drive by Temple. They took nearly 6 minutes off the clock, and Liberty will now get it. So Liberty led by Caden Slater and Quinton Cooley on offense. 2 scary, scary names to see lining up across from you, and they are a dynamic pairing. So we'll see what they do here on 1st and 10. Handoff, he's got speed to the outside. Jukes one, gets 6 yards. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of Liberty running the ball on the ground today, whether it's with Slater or with Cooley. As Woodbury reads it perfectly, doesn't overcommit, and Slater goes down. And that is something that Temple's going to miss next season, is Woodbury. makes a great play, and we're running towards the end of the first quarter here. They will get the snap off. Throws it deep, but it's picked off. Andreas Keaton stays in bounds, but knocked out at the 30. And what a start for the Temple Owls defense. So Temple takes over after the strong defensive stand. And how many low-scoring first quarters have we seen here this season? Evan Simon's going to change the play. 1st and 10. Back to pass. He's crushed and goes down. Couldn't find Clark there on that one. So it's 2nd and 10 now. Adams coming across. They'll fake it to him. Simon crushed again. These plays are just taking too long to develop. Bryce Dixon had the pressure this time. This is exactly what happened in the North Texas game. There's too much pressure, not enough time for these routes to develop. As this time, 3rd down, it's caught. That's Baines, gets the 1st down. That was a nice quick play there. It's exactly what you need if you're Temple and you're struggling to get the ball out of Evan Simon's hands. Just run some quick plays. Oh no, that's trouble, and that's going to be a pick 6. I don't know why I ever run a curl route. They're so broken in this game, and that is a pick 6, 87 yards. Oh, man. Well, that's frustrating. Temple was driving. They had a nice defensive stand. It's completely ruined by the curl route being the worst route in the game, but that's okay. Let's take over again. Evan, what do you got for us? Liberty's got 1:17 of possession, and they are winning. As the hand is to Smith, he gets 6 yards. 2nd and 4. And they'll fake it. And a bad throw. He was covered well. It'll be 3rd. So completely unrelated to what happened last game and what just happened here, but I'm thinking of turning the interception sliders down even further. I feel like there's been so many. As there's another interception. Oh boy. Well, I don't know what to say. Dante just didn't go for it. He didn't go for the ball, and now it's another interception. Unfortunate. So Liberty takes over. 1st and 10. And the pressure's there, but they get it away. Nice job there by Latrell Jean to get in. And we'll see if Evan Simon gets benched here again in the bowl game. Pressure's on. That one's caught. Nice job hanging onto it. Yeah, I feel like there's some sliders we need to tweak. Interceptions is for sure one of them. I think the CPU quarterback completion accuracy is just too high. As they, oh, that should have been a pick 6 going the other way. Jalen Lewis dropped it, but that'll stop them for the field goal. So here's Liberty to take a 7-point lead. It's up and good. But yeah, I feel like there's some tweaks that need to be made, and I've been playing a different Dynasty with different sliders and kind of comparing the two to see what needs to be improved, what's too highly tweaked, and things like that. So we're definitely going to be making some tweaks going into next season. But we're still here. We're still in this one. Joquez Smith and Evan Simon coming back out. Evan Simon hands it off. There's Smith. Big gain. Nice spin move. Gets up to the 36. We're definitely changing the interception slider and a couple others I mentioned, but we're also changing the quarter length. That's for sure happening. As Evan Simon crushed again, but there's a flag down this time. He may have come in late. They're calling pass interference on Jerome Jolly, and they will certainly take that. A nice lucky break for Temple. Now up to about midfield as Smith gets a nice run, 5 yards. Joquez Smith gonna get a bunch of carries, it looks like, early on. Cruz checks in now. And he goes down hard, a loss. Multiple yards. It's now 3rd and 9. Play fake. And as usual, no blocking. And he goes down. TJ Bush in on the stop. So this Temple team, I don't know. They looked really good on offense for 2 games. And now this is back-to-back games where they have looked terrible. As the running back trucking through. Nice 7-yard gain. Quentin Cooley's barely touched the ball, but Liberty's winning the game. So 2nd and 3, and they time up the curl route perfectly. There was just a pop-up to say to challenge, so we're going to challenge. Temple's challenging this one. He had like 3 feet in, it looks like. Oh, but he may have not had possession. Ooh. Well, the challenge failed. Temple will lose a timeout. It was a nice play there on the sideline. Liberty moving up into Temple territory. And they run the same exact play and get the first down again. I mean, this Liberty offense is very good, and we haven't even really seen them yet. Already done a touchdown, though. And it's picked off. The same play that happened earlier. This time, Jalen Lewis hangs on, and he might take it all the way, but the speedy quarterback can't get there. Touchdown, Jalen Lewis. So it's flashbacks to early season Temple, where we're just going to score on defense, I guess. Jalen Lewis makes an incredible play, and it's tied. Both quarterbacks throwing the game away, literally, and it's 10-10. First and 10, slings it outside, they get 4 yards. Now they got the hurry up offense, the 2-minute drill going here. They've got 3 timeouts though. And pressure's there, but he throws it out of bounds. 3rd and 6 here, Temple with a chance to make a stop. See what Liberty calls up. Pressure coming, Richards, he scrambles to the outside, but he's brought down. Latrell Jean makes the stop, and they will be forced to punt. Temple does get a timeout in. So 1:04 left, 1 timeout for Temple. And they've got a chance to take the lead here at half. Wright returning. He's got some space. And he breaks to the outside. He's got a ton of space. He's bringing it up the field. Cuts back. Beats another one. 1 to beat. He's got it inside the 20, inside the 10. And down to the 1. What a return. That was incredible. This was truthfully the best punt return I think I've ever seen. Not only did he read the field well, but he makes cuts up the field, gets the blocks, makes another cut on the punter, and just ran out of steam. Broke that tackle down at the 1. Incredible. So now from the 1, and you punch it in. You sure can. Joquez Smith in for the score. That's the special teams we talked about. We had the defensive score. Now the special teams setting us up. So Temple takes the lead here in the First Responders Bowl. I mean, these exciting plays, these special teams and defensive scores have been sort of the backbone of this team at times, and they're going back to it here. It's really setting them up for some great scoring chances. As pressure's here, Trey Thomas gets him, and Liberty's offense starting to fall apart at the seams here. They call a timeout. There's 41 seconds left, but now 2nd and 16. Throw to the outside, it's caught, but he is knocked out of bounds, and it's 3rd and 11. And they're coming out with a 3 tight end set. They may just be running this out. And runs into his fullback there, tight end. Temple will call their 3rd timeout. And Liberty's forced to punt. And not just punt, but punt right back into the hands of a returner that almost took it all the way. Dante Wright. He's going to get another chance. This time brought down from behind, but good field position. Temple, no timeouts, but if you can string together some first downs, you have a chance here. Simon stepping up, and he loses the football. They do recover it, but they're going to need to run to the line. Spike wasn't an option. We're going to have to run a play. 13 seconds left. And Simon running again. And he fumbles again. And they recover. Wow, Evan Simon just can't hold on to the football. He probably should have slid, but I thought the half might end. And now, 5 seconds left. You can throw a quick play and maybe kick a field goal, or you can go to the end zone. Looks like they might go to the end zone here. Trey Thomas gets in there, and that's going to end the half. What a crazy half. 17-10 Temple. Tons of offensive mistakes, multiple interceptions for both teams. Temple fumbled, and 2 defensive scores. So now Trujillo to kick off to start the second half, and it's really anybody's game, whichever offense decides to take care of the ball. So here we go, second half underway. Liberty coming out, a 7-point deficit. And crushes him on the read. He kept it Woodbury was in. He read that one again. And that's a loss of 3. Woodbury's having a great game here in the First Responder Bowl. Draw play on second. And he sheds one tackler. Good run, 9 yards. Ooh, just 4 for 24 today. You know, he's someone we wanted to make sure we could shut down, and we've done so far. Passing on third. Pressure, broken up, and it's picked off. Johnson, he steps out of bounds. That's the 3rd interception of the game. But the play was made by Andreas Keaton to tip that ball. And I'm sorry, that was actually Jalen Lewis who makes the play, and Johnson gets the interception. Great job by the secondary of Temple. So now the Temple defense setting them up yet again for a good drive. 1st and 10. Joquez Smith starting off strong, 8 yards. We'll see what Temple decides to do here in the second half. And they're keeping the ball on the ground early as Smith rumbles ahead, 1st down. Temple's got the lead now. They can control the game. They can run some clock, but they also want to keep connecting 1st downs. As another 1st down handoff goes to Wilson this time. E.J. Wilson seeing the field for the first time today. Check back in with Joquez Smith. 2nd and 6. He cuts back and gets 4 yards. It's 3rd and 2. So 3rd and 2. Throw over the middle, caught. That is Baines. He gets the 1st down. Nice play. Zay Baines hasn't been used a ton this season, but when he has, he's been a good target. The clock will tick to about 3 minutes. John Adams coming across. They fake it to him, but Smith is crushed and loses 2. So now it's 2nd and 12. And no one open. Simon's going to have to chuck it out of bounds. Truthfully, a good decision there by Evan Simon. Didn't force anything. You know, they're in the red zone. You can kick a field goal if you need. Now it's 3rd and 12. They run the screen. It's caught. Smith's got some room. He gets up ahead to the 6. It's 4th and 2. And Temple. Looks like they're going for it here. I don't know about this one. They snap it. It goes directly to Joquez Smith. He's got the 1st down. Wow, that's a gutsy move, but you're in a bowl game, and I mean, it's not a bad decision at all, especially once you get the 1st down. That is a great decision. So now 1st and goal for Temple. And nobody open. Evan Simon, he's got to throw it away. Almost takes the sack. A tough play there by TJ Bush, and it's 2nd down. They'll hand it off, and nowhere to go for E.J. Wilson. It's now 3rd and goal. Tough defensive stand here for Liberty, and now it's 3rd and goal. And a pick in the end zone. Oh my goodness, I don't even know. It's just another curl route, and Liberty takes over. It's just sad. I don't know why I keep doing them. It should work. It should work, but it doesn't. And now they've got him open, wide open. He's going to take it to the house. How quickly a game can flip. And Liberty ties up this ball game. So one huge mistake, well, one of many mistakes for Evan Simon. And that is a costly one, a 7-point one. Because Temple will take over, but this game has changed dramatically. It's now a tie ball game. Man in motion. They fake it to him. Throws to Smith. Oh yeah, that's Forrest Brock, by the way. And that'll end the 3rd quarter. Does Forrest Brock have a 4th quarter comeback in him? This is his 2nd game coming off the bench. Evan Simon's turned it over 6 times, I believe, in the last 2 games. As this one goes over to the middle to Reese Clark. Not first down, 6 yards. It's just been turnover central this season for these quarterbacks. See what Forrest Brock can do, though. Good blocking up front. Joquez Smith rumbles ahead, gets the 1st down and more. Joquez Smith 15 for 79. He's having a pretty solid game. So a new set of downs, and Smith starts off strong for 6. So they're going to change the play here at the line. Looks like there's some pressure coming. And it is coming. Forrest Brock finds him. That's Clark again. gets up to the 10. Nice play there. That throw on the run is a little bit scary, but he was able to make sure he did it correctly this time. Now it's a new set of downs. He'll fake the jet sweep, and Wilson cuts ahead for 3. 3 carries for Wilson today, just 3 yards. It'll be second and goal. Handoff. Smith trying to get outside. He loses those 3 yards, and now it's 3rd and 10. So a tough 3rd and 10 here. Back of the end zone, can't find Dante Wright, and they're forced to kick. So Trujillo kick is up and good. They take the lead, but have to give the ball back to Liberty. 3:36, plenty of time. 3 timeouts for each team. But this is a tough, close game. Running the option this time. Fumble, ball's on the ground, but they recover. Oh my goodness. Almost a game ender there, but Liberty recovers. Now it's 2nd and 10. We're gonna run it this time. He gets the edge and gets the first down. The safety forced to make the tackle. A nice run there by Cooley. He's got speed. First down, they're passing this time. Connects. It's about 6 yards. Caden Slater not having the best game. Kind of like Evan Simon, but he's staying on the field. Oh, we're at the 2-minute warning. It's 2nd and 5 for Liberty. Going deep. Oh, we almost had it, but a nice job to break it up. So now 3rd and 5 for Temple. Pressure's coming. Slater, he's got it. First down and more. Trey Thomas was breathing down his neck, but Caden Slater's got so much speed. Zooms ahead for the first down. Now a new set of downs as that one's broken up. Eric Stewart, big hit there. It's 2nd and 10. Over the middle, he's open and it's caught. Nice play there. They're certainly in field goal range now, but they're going to look to score a touchdown and end this game. Trey Thomas is off the field right now. They may consider calling a timeout to bring him back on. As that one towards the sideline, it is dropped. He had a chance to bring it inside the 5 there. Trey Thomas checks back in, and it's 2nd and 10. And here's some pressure. They do get the throwaway, and he breaks a tackle. Hit hard, but Julian Gray, he's been a game changer here today for Liberty. That's a huge first down, almost a sack. They turn it into a big play. And now you're in trouble here if you're Temple. To the end zone, caught, touchdown. That is Liberty taking the lead. And a nice play. And yes, that was the curl route. So Liberty takes a 4-point lead. And now Temple needs to score a touchdown here. So here we go, 1 minute left. Forrest Brock trying to lead a drive, a scoring drive down the field. 1st and 10, hits Adams on first down. That's a first down, and they will be under a minute. A good start. Clock is moving. Forrest Brock takes off. He's got plenty of room. Running inside the 50, gets out of bounds. Big number 99 couldn't catch up to him. So a really good start for Forrest Brock and Temple as they move already to the other side of the field. 1st and 10. Finding Adams again. He's got plenty of room to run inside the 30. Huge gain. John Adams. 3 catches, 67 yards. So this is a great start to the drive. 1st and 10 again. Nobody open. Forrest Brock throws it away, but they're going to say he's in the pocket. I can't believe it. So they lose the down. They lose 15 yards. That's a huge mistake. They'll have to go 2nd and 25. Forrest Brock connects. Dante Wright throws on the move. Temple will call a timeout. They have 3. So I don't know, they probably should be calling them, but they've done a good job managing their time. 3rd and 7, now you need a touchdown. Back to pass. Nobody open. He's going to throw it away. This time he's out of the pocket. So here's the game. 4th and 7, 21 seconds left. We'll see what can happen here. Temple, they're going to pass. And it's caught, but that's not enough. You have to get the first down. Peter Clark makes the catch, but that's going to do it. And Temple has dropped their first bowl game of the series, 24-20 Liberty. The tough game. Temple really struggled, and it was turnover central for both teams. 7 turnovers in the game. Forrest Brock came in and actually did pretty well, 7 for 9. Evan Simon, just a terrible game. Joquez Smith had a typical Joquez Smith game. And receiving, John Adams had a definitely good game, but nobody else really had more than 34 yards. So it's a tough game for Temple, and they do drop their first bowl game. Temple had chances, but they can't get the victory over Liberty. That's going to end their season 7-6 overall, and no hardware to take home. Overall, though, I think there were some bright spots. The win versus Oklahoma was obviously huge, and there's definitely some bright spots for the future. This offense needs to figure itself out, and we need to figure out who our starting quarterback is. We can't be flopping back and forth every game. That's not going to work. That's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to definitely be tweaking some things for next season, and we'll do that in our off-season episode. But for now, guys, thank you again, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.